guys, so I know it's been a super duper long time since I've made a video. I was just trying to catch up on all my schoolwork, and I know excuses, you don't really care. But now that I have a new semester, that means I have a new schedule for school, and I have a lot more free time, and not as many hard classes. So hopefully I'll have more time to do YouTube, because I really, really want to do it, and there's nothing stopping me now. And I figured the best way for me to come back would be with a video that I think everyone loves. You love it for different reasons, whether it's seeing all the books someone's get or all the different kinds of books that there are out there. And so I have a extremely large book haul, but I have a lot of books. Some new books, some used books, some library books, and Kindle books. So I'm just gonna hop into it, and the used books that I bought from library book sales are definitely the biggest part of this, so I'm just jumping in. I have been wanting to read the Rory Gilmore reading list that they have. There's 339 books, I believe, 49, 59, I'm not sure. And so while I was at the various libraries, I decided I would start buying some of the books so that I could read them. One of the books being The Count of Monte Cristo, and this came in 2 volumes, which I thought was really, really cool. So this is by Alexander Dumas, and I got both of these. Really excited. I also have Night by Elie Wiesel. Wesselton. Frozen. I'm really, really sorry I said this wrong, but I've heard really, really great things about this, and so I want to read it, and these were all like 50 cents. I also got this edition of 1984. This is the commemorative edition that was released in 1984. I read this for my science fiction class last semester, and I really loved it. This was how we started off the class, and I'm really glad that I own this now. Next, I have Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, because I took a different course for English my junior year. I was not a part of the course that read this. So now I get to read it on my own, and I believe this is on the list. I'm not 100% sure. Same for this next book, I'm not sure. This is The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I'm very, very excited to read this. I know it's a movie, and it has the guy who was in Lord of the Rings, and he was Aragorn, and I don't remember his name. He's also in Hidalgo. I'm pretty sure he's in that. I think his name starts with a V, but I'm not really sure. Anyways, this I know is a post-apocalyptic book, and it's a father and son, and I really want to read it, so I'm excited to. This I know is on the list. This is The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Again, juniors in a different English course last year for me read this, but I didn't. This is on the show. This is in like the first episode. She's writing an essay on it for Stars Hollow High. I just watched that episode recently, which is also why I'm wearing a Harvard sweatshirt and look kind of disheveled. Sorry, not sorry. But I got this, and I liked this edition. I thought it was really cool, and I liked how big it was. I also have The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd, which I've heard really good things about. I know it's a movie. Didn't have any interest in it when it was popular, but I'm excited to read it now. The next is Divine Secrets of the Ya-Ya Sisterhood, and this is by Rebecca Wells. This they made a reference to in the episode I just watched during A Secret Society. It's season 2, episode 7, like Mother Like Daughter, if you're curious. But this is on the list, so I want to read it. This next book I've been wanting to read for the longest time, and I am so glad that I saw this and grabbed this. It's Franny and Zoe by J.D. Salinger. I absolutely loved Catcher in the Rye, and now I get to read this, and I'm so excited. I also have The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. I've heard mixed things on this, but I'm excited to read it and make my own opinion. I know there's a movie, but I have not seen the movie. I purchased this next book because I own all of the books in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants series in hardcover, except for this one. This is just the second one. It's the second summer of the second summer of the Sisterhood. I don't even know what it's called. But this way I can read the series all the way through, and my books will all match. So that's very, very exciting. I believe that's all I have for books that are on the Rory Gilmore book list. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments and say, hey, this is also on there. I also picked up a lot of Toni Morrison's books. I got 4 of her books. I have Jazz, Tar Baby, Sula, which I believe John Green referred to as a female version of Catcher in the Rye. I think it was this book, but I'm not sure. I know it was a Toni Morrison book, and I also got The Bluest Eye. And so I've heard good things, and I just really want to dive into her. I also got Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro, which I read last year so I could watch the movie, and I wound up really, really liking it. And so now I just have my own copy of it. I also picked up The Reader, which I know is also a movie, and I'm really repetitive, and I'm sorry, but yeah, I just thought I'll read this. It was only 25 cents, so I was like, sure. The next book I got from Margaret's, it's just Margaret's video. She did a big book haul, and now she's not buying anything for a while because she's going to VidCon. But it's Flannery O'Connor's A Good Man is Hard to Find and Other Stories. And it looked really good. I liked the story she had with it, with her friend, like, being very scared at the sight of it. It was really funny. And I thought, hey, I'll pick it up. I'm into American authors and literature and things like that, and I'm a feminist, so yeah, I'll pick it up too. I don't remember how I found this next book, but I found it and added it to my Amazon wishlist for my Kindle, and wound up finding it for 50 cents and thought, I'll just buy it here. This is Fried Green Tomatoes at the Woolstop Cafe by Fanny Flagg, and I just was really into this and thought, hey, I'll buy it. I next got The Queen of Babel in the Big City by Meg Cabot. I really love Meg Cabot. I think that she's really, really funny, and now I'm getting more into her adult books. I own the third book in this series in hardcover, and I didn't really like the first one, so I don't know why I'm buying the whole series all used, but like, I just did it. I don't know. I'll just have a whole Meg Cabot shelf. I'm really close to filling it up. I also got the Jane Austen Book Club by Karen Joy Fowler. I have not seen the movie, but in that same video where Margaret talked about A Good Man is Hard to Find and Other Stories, she picked up a book that was mentioned in the movie, and instead of picking up this book, which the movie is based on, she picked up that book. And I was just like, I'll read this. I want to read some Jane Austen, and maybe I'll like to read this right afterwards or around that time. From Chapter Stacks, I picked up this book because I believe this was on her like top 13 or 10 books of 2013, and this is In the Woods by Tara French, and I really liked how she described it and how you might not like it until the very end, and I thought I would just give it a go. I also picked up Tana French. Wow, I'm really sorry. So Tana French wrote In the Woods, and she also wrote Faithful Place, and they just seem good. I like mysteries, and I'm excited to read them. The last book I got from this used library book sale is this edition of East of Eden by John Steinbeck, and I am so excited to read this. I really love this edition. I have a smaller edition, which I think I'll keep, but like this one has like the deckled edges for the pages, and like has the little like flappy flap, and I'm really excited. And I think Martha, who was I Love Reading 65, but I haven't heard much from her lately. I don't know. I know I remember her talking about this, and I believe she liked it, and so I just thought I'll pick it up, and I really want to read it. Alright, so the next are books that I bought new. I bought this book from Barnes & Noble, and it's The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I read it for my AP Lit class for summer reading and really loved it, and decided I needed to own it. I also picked up Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five, which I read in my science fiction class and absolutely adored. And it's my favorite work that I've read throughout the class, and I'm really sad it's over. But at least now I have this, and I can't wait to reread it. And then I also bought Well-Read Women by Samantha Hahn, which is basically just these really gorgeous portraits, which I believe they're all watercolor paintings. Like, this is Anne Shirley of Anne and Green Gables, and it just has a quote, and they're stunning. And if I had a coffee table, this would go right on it. Next, I'm just going to tell you what titles I've purchased on my Kindle recently. This is my Kindle. I have a Kindle Paperwhite. I have The Magicians by Lev Grossman. I'll just go over all the books I have on my Kindle. Save Me the Waltz by Zelda Fitzgerald, Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo, Wonder by R.J. Palacio, Neptune Noir by Rob Thomas, Seriously, I'm Kidding by Ellen DeGeneres, Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple, The Diviners by Libba Bray, which I'm really, really excited for. The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater, Zelda, a biography by Nancy Milford, The Oedipus Trilogy, Persuasion by Jane Austen, Beowulf, Paradise Lost, Paradise Regained, To Bro To Be by Kurt Vonnegut, The Big Trip Up Yonder by Vonnegut, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, Down and Out in Paris and London by George Orwell, Emma by Jane Austen, This Side of Paradise by Fitzgerald, The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, and that's it. So those are the books I have, and then I have a ton of samples. And now I will do the library books that I have borrowed recently. So first I have Boy Toy by Barry Liga, and this is about a boy who's about to graduate from high school and his going back and thoroughly thinking out a relationship he had with a teacher in middle school, and something with sexual assault. Maybe? I'm not sure. I actually have no idea, because for a second I wanted to say it had something to do with journalism, and I don't think it does at all. But I saw this in something, really wanted to read it, so I picked it up. Next, I have More Than This by Patrick Ness, which I'm super excited. I'm about to start reading this now, and this is about a boy who dies, but he wakes up and is like, why do I still remember? Like, why am I here? I've heard mixed things. Some people really like it, and some are kind of like, it's predictable, I saw it coming. I have no idea what will be coming, but I'm very excited to read this. Next, I have The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. I've heard a lot about this. I know Never Fade came out recently-ish, but I'm excited to read this. I think this girl can't touch anyone. Is that Shatter Me? I haven't read Shatter Me. Oh no, this is the one where like the parents put her in the garage because something's happened and she gets taken away, and I have no idea, but I'm so excited to read it. Next, I have Out of the Easy by Ruta Sepetys. I'm really sorry I suck at pronouncing names. She wrote Between Shades of Grey as well. And this is New Orleans in the 1950s, and it made Kaylee Hyde cry because I saw that on Goodreads, and so it must be good. Or that was on her blog, so. But I'm really, really excited to read this because I'm kind of fascinated by New Orleans. Part of me blames Princess and the Frog. Next, I have Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and I haven't read it yet, so let's not even talk about it. I'm very excited to read it, though. I've read her other two books, and I'm so excited for Landline, so I just need to read this. Then I have Feed by M.T. Anderson, because She Might Be Monica had just talked about this, and it sounded super duper interesting. It's kind of science fiction-y, which is nice. I've been missing having science fiction as a class. I think it is science fiction, actually. But I'm super excited to read this. It's about, like, people have feeds built into their heads, and someone's doesn't work, and, like, what happens next, I don't know. I'm really bad at describing books. Then I have How I Live Now by Meg Rossoff. I know this was a movie. I'm really excited to read it. Oh, I didn't see the back, but it has a blurb from Mark Howden, who wrote The Curious Institute of the Dog of the Nighttime. So I'm gonna read this. It's surprisingly really short. So yeah, I'm very excited to dive in. Then I have Codename Verity by Elizabeth Wayne? Oh god, I don't know. I've heard, again, great things about this, and so I figured, why not? And then I have The House of the Scorpion by Nancy Farmer, which I know Reagan has talked a lot about, and so I just thought I would get it from the library because it looks great, and I don't know exactly. In the last book, I have This Beautiful Ruins by Jess Walter. I really like the website Hello Giggles, and this was mentioned as being one of the best books, along with Where'd You Go, Bernadette of 2013, so I just figured I would pick it up. And that's my haul. It's not really a haul, let's just look at what I got. I guess it's a haul. Anyways, I hope you're having a great day, and I can't wait to see you guys soon. Bye!